Wait, space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of working class music. Our continuing mission is to explore new gear, to seek out new guests, and to boldly go where no musician has gone before. Hello everyone. I'm Tia.
And I'm also Tia.
Oh, so we're having our Spaceman episode.
So today we will be reviewing some Spaceman effect pedals. This will be a two-part episode. One will be for the Sputnik and one will be for the Aurora.
So we are doing, our first review is going to be on the Aurora analog flanger. I'm pretty excited because low-key, flangers are kind of my least favorite pedal or pedal type. So this one has some convincing to do. Will it do it? Find out on this episode.
Dragon Ball Z. So honestly, this may be a little lackluster. I'm literally going to just read what the description is because I feel like there's not really a way to condense this information without it, unfortunately, not making sense. You know, it can be a little confusing if I were to try to, like I said, condense this info.
Yeah, so the guitars we're using today.
Yeah. So I'm using my American Professional Strat SSS, completely stock where it matters. The only differences were aesthetic and the locking tuners.
And I will be using my FSR Squire Classic Vibe 60s Telecaster Custom. It has a 4-way switch, and it has the Pure Vintage 64 pickups just like the American original.
Cool. So LFO1 is a classic flange chorus vibrato. This works just like traditional flanger pedals. The range control functions like a manual or delay time control. The only difference is that it is always active, while on most flangers it is only active when width is not set at max. This is the best mode for dialing in phase/chorus sounds using the width and range knobs. That is your classic flange sound. If you were someone who is looking for something, I don't want to say normal, that's not the word I want to use, but
we're
more
in space, so
traditional, I guess, that LFO1 is going to be where you're most at home.
Wait, so when you were reading that, my mind kind of went with knowledge, because you said flanger, chorus, and vibrato.
Yes.
So it's all three of those.
Yes. Yeah, so you got these controls. That is honestly just how you're going to control like the modulation. So let's just say it can do a lot. So like it does give you that like really 80s, really, again, I guess traditional flanger effect.
I kind of wish I would have had a whammy bar now.
But there's also like these kind of like ice picky, really cold, really metallic sounds, almost robotic. I don't know what comes next. I don't listen to police.
Yeah.
Fuck 12.
So, this is my first impression with this pedal. This is my first time ever playing this pedal. We are going to see if it changes my flanger stigma. On to the next.
There's a lot to unpack. Tape 1. Tape mode using the control layout of LFO1. This mimics the action of putting your finger on the tape flange to create the classic tape deck flange effect. The sweep has symmetrical rise and fall with variable range. Sweep rises at the speed set by the speed knob. Sweep falls at the speed set by the speed knob. Yeah, that's another thing that kind of threw me through a loop is it's not LFO1, LFO2, you know, tape 1, tape 2. It's literally LFO1, tape 1, LFO2, tape 2, and then comb. Like, I've been reading over this for days now, and I still don't fully comprehend. Just, like I said, just plugging in and going through everything, I feel like I somewhat have an understanding, but it's not quite clicking. LFO2, Flange Chorus Vibrato, variable rise and fall times. This works like LFO1, except you get control over rise and fall times separately. The rate and range controls have an effect on the speed and wave shape of the modulation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
2, 3, 4.
There we go.
1,
That's my demo.
2, 3, 4.
That's LFO2.
Okay, try it now.
Drop the bass.
What's this about anyway?
Oh, you'll see.
Something's attacking.
Why? Okay, so tape 2. This mimics the action of putting your finger on the tape flange to create the classic tape deck flange effect. The sweep has user controllable rise and fall speeds with range fixed at maximum.
Alright, I'm done.
Onto the comb!
Let's go.
Okay, so something I forgot to mention earlier. 4 out of the 5 of these are triangle wave shapes, and the only one that is not is the comb. So finally, comb. This emulates a fixed comb filtering effect by utilizing a short, non-swept variable delay time. Yeah, I don't know if I'd regret choosing this. Like, that's just a lot of information, and granted, it does sound cool, and also granted, I'm not, like, someone who's a huge fan of the 80s, but there are some very interesting sounds. So, yeah, let's jump on in.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
So the final thoughts.
So overall, I have never played with a flanger before, so I feel like I just took like a college level course. I haven't been in school in nearly a decade, so that's pretty much how this felt. having to read through the manual, just kind of going through each individual setting and sound, and it can definitely do a lot, and it's a lot of fun. Flangers, they definitely have their place. I don't know if their place belongs on my board, but this is a lot of fun, and I can see myself definitely like looping with this. As far as live, I'm not too sure about. Like I said earlier, there are a lot of different sound effects, and it can do a lot, and I really do like that kind of cold, metallic-y, kind of robotic sound, but that's obviously something that's going to be very specific. So I guess when it comes to just like the very first, the LFO1 sound, probably my favorite because it was the most easily approachable sound out of the bunch. That was just the easiest to just kind of plug and start playing with.
So I have some thoughts. One, I would say that my favorite was, or both my favorites were the comb and the LFO1. I like how easily approachable the LFO1 is, and more so I like how subtle the comb is. One thing I noticed with the comb too is it plays with your picking dynamics. If you strum a bit heavy, you'll hear it more, and if you strum a little lighter, you'll hear it a little bit less. Other than that, this pedal does a lot. Has it converted me to liking flangers? No. However, playing around with this pedal, it made me get out of my comfort zone and try different things. Everything that I play probably won't ever use it unless I'm like in a 90s or 80s cover band. Like, I think if you're into flangers, this pedal is probably by far one of the best flangers that I've heard. I'm still not the biggest fan of flangers. From someone who isn't a fan of flangers, I found this very usable. Sounds really great, and you know, being that we kind of run this rig bare bones, it really sits well in a mix. That's my takeaway.
One other thing I do want to point out, obviously we did not go through it today, but I think that this pedal with a little bit of drive played on a bass is a very interesting sound. Honestly, I feel like playing guitar did not do this justice, but if you want to follow our Instagram, maybe there may be a bonus clip, or maybe even on our Patreon. If you become a patron, there will be some bonus content of, you know, maybe other recommendations that you're not seeing here.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys will stick around. Our next one is going to be on the Sputnik 3. I've been Jason.
And I'm Tia.
And thanks for tuning in. That's it.
It's a wrap!